Welcome to the Gospel with the Church Fathers. Today is the Friday of the first week of Lent. Thank you for watching, and please share this episode with your family, friends, and on social media. Today's Gospel is from St. Matthew chapter 7, verses 7 through 12, and the commentaries are from St. Hilary, St. John Chrysostom, Pseudo-Chrysostom, and St. Augustine. The Gospel. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill. And whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hell fire. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whiles thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. The commentaries. St. Hilary. Beautiful entrance he here makes to a teaching beyond the works of the law, declaring to the apostles that they should have no admission to the kingdom of heaven without a righteousness beyond that of the Pharisees. St. John Chrysostom. By righteousness is here meant universal virtue. But observe the superior power of grace in that he requires of his disciples, who were yet uninstructed, to be better than those who were masters under the Old Testament. Thus he does not call the scribes and Pharisees unrighteous, but speaks of their righteousness. And see how even herein he confirms the Old Testament, that he compares it with the New. For the greater and the less are always of the same kind. Pseudo-Chrysostom. He who is angry without cause shall be judged, but he who is angry with cause shall not be judged. For if there were no anger, neither teaching would profit, nor judgments hold, nor crimes be controlled. So that he who on just cause is not angry is in sin. For an unreasonable patience sows vices, breeds carelessness, and invites the good as well as the bad to do evil. St. Augustine. In the third case are three things: anger, the voice expressive of anger, and a word of reproach, Thou fool. Thus here are three different degrees of sin. In the first, when one is angry, but keeps the passion in his heart without giving any sign of it. If again he suffers any sound expressive of the passion to escape him, it is more than had he silently suppressed the rising anger. And if he speaks a word which conveys a direct reproach, it is yet a greater sin. St. John Chrysostom. This is the first mention of hell, though the kingdom of heaven had been mentioned some time before, which shows that the gifts of the one comes of his love, the condemnation of the other of our sloth. Many, thinking this a punishment too severe for a mere word, say that this was said figuratively. But I fear that if we thus cheat ourselves with words here, we shall suffer punishment indeed there. Think not then this too heavy a punishment, when so many sufferings and sin have their beginning in a word. A little word has often begotten a murder, and overturned whole cities. And yet it is not to be thought a little word that denies a brother reason and understanding by which we are men, and differ from the brutes. Pseudo-Chrysostom. But if it is he that hath done you the wrong, and yet you be the first to seek reconciliation, you shall have a great reward. St. John Chrysostom. If love alone is not enough to induce us to be reconciled to our neighbor, the desire that our work should not remain imperfect, and especially in the holy place, should induce us. Pseudo-Chrysostom. See the mercy of God, that he thinks rather of man's benefit than of his own honor. He loves concord in the faithful more than offerings at his altar. For so long as there are dissensions among the faithful, their gift is not looked upon, their prayer is not heard. For no one can be a true friend at the same time to two who are enemies to each other. In like manner, we do not keep our fealty to God if we do not love his friends and hate his enemies. But such as was the offense, such should also be the reconciliation. If you have offended in thought, be reconciled in thought. If in words, be reconciled in words. If in deeds be reconciled. For so it is in every sin, in whatsoever kind it was committed, in that kind is the penance done. St. Augustine. By the judge I understand Christ. For the Father hath committed all judgment to the Son. John 5:22. And by the officer, or minister, an angel. 4 angels came and ministered unto him. And we believe that he will come with his angels to judge. St. John Chrysostom. He here speaks of the judges of this world, of the way which leads to this judgment, and of human prisons, thus not only employing future but present inducements, as those things which are before the eyes affect us most, as St. Paul also declares, if thou doest evil, fear the power, for he beareth not the sword in vain. Romans 13:4.